an officer today. Before I give you the oath of enlistment, I've got to ask you a couple of questions, and I just need each of you to give me a verbal response, please. Have you all been briefed on, and do you understand the DoD Applicant Briefing on Separation Policy and Restrictions on Personal Conduct in the Armed Forces in UCMJ Articles 83, 85, and 86?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Do any of you have any questions, reservations, reluctance to enlist at this time?
No, sir.
Everybody please, raise your right hand. You're going to repeat after me. I state your full names.
I, Andrew Underwood,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Place your arms down. Congratulations. You've taken your oath of enlistment. Half of you guys are shipping out, half of you aren't. Who's shipping out today? Or tomorrow, I guess, realistically. Are you guys nervous yet?
No.
No?
Sir.
Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. I'm going to talk to them first, if that's okay with you guys just stepping in. Is that okay? All right. They're shipping out, man. They're leaving. Yeah, they're important. Not that you're not. All right. For you guys that are shipping out, you may not be nervous now. It might be in the morning when you wake up and your friends and family aren't there, and now it's time to get on the bus, and you're getting on the little van, and you're riding out to DIA, and you're getting on the plane, and it's becoming a little more real. It's not so much, hey, I got one more night at home. You get on the plane, you get off, and where are you going? Fort Benning?
Fort Jackson.
Fort Jackson. You get off Fort Jackson, and there's this big, mean-looking guy there. He's yelling, he's spitting, and stuff going everywhere, and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? That might be the time that you guys get nervous, okay? So if that happens, because it's a possibility, if you do begin to get nervous at any point, whether it be right before you go to bed tonight and you hang up for mom and dad or your girlfriend or your wife and you start to realize this is kind of serious, don't panic. Being nervous is a human thing. We get nervous when it's something we've never done before. I tell everybody the first time I jumped out of a plane, I was so scared, guys. I had no clue what to expect. Yes, the instructors told me the parachute was going to open. Yes, they told me that nobody's ever died doing this. I'm sure they were lying. All right? But I was nervous because I had never done it before. It doesn't mean that I wasn't capable, just like it doesn't mean you're not capable. It just means that, you've heard people's stories. You've watched some movies like Full Metal Jacket, right? You've read a book, but you've never done it. So don't think that you're not capable of this. Don't think that because you're nervous or because you began to get nervous at some point, that means you can't graduate. All right? Now, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. It's very simple. I'm going to tell you how to graduate. You guys want it? You guys can't plug your ears. It's not time for you to know this yet. Here it is. Don't quit. All right? It's that simple. Honestly. If you think about someone that you know in your life or someone that you've seen on TV or someone you've read about on the internet that's successful, and then you think of that person that you've seen somewhere that you feel maybe isn't so successful, they're kind of what you might consider a failure. All right? There's only one thing that separates the two. Failures quit. As soon as times get too hard, doesn't matter if you're talking about tying your shoe, flying an airplane, or building a model. As soon as it gets too hard, they quit. They say, I can't do this. I'm just throwing in the towel. And once you quit once, it becomes easier to quit the second time. But people that are successful, doesn't mean everything was easy. Doesn't mean they never cried. Doesn't mean they never fell to one knee. Doesn't mean they never had to call home and get some moral support. All it means is that they set a goal for themselves and they refused to quit until they reached it. And you guys have to leave here with that same type of attitude. That can do, I'm not going to quit. Nobody out there can stop me from graduating. The only person, honestly, that can prevent you from graduating is yourselves. I know, there's no doubt in my mind that everybody in this room, whether you guys are shipping out today or not, you have everything it takes to graduate. The fact that you're standing here. I read something, or I saw on the news about 2 weeks ago. It said that less than 25% of all Americans in between the ages of 18 and 20-something, I'm not in my 20s anymore, so I wasn't really paying attention, can't even qualify to be in the military. They said only 25% can, so that means that over 75% can't. They can't pass the test, they find out they've done something morally wrong, or they just physically cannot meet the standards. You guys have met everything, every standard up to this point that could have prevented you. So like I said, at this point, the only thing that will prevent you from graduating is you. Don't be the person that prevents yourself from being able to live out the dream that you've decided to have. You guys have it. You can do it. Alright? So good luck to each of you. Now, to you guys, like I told you in the beginning, it's not because I didn't love you, but, man, they're leaving, right? You guys are about to go home. They don't know when they're going to go to sleep again. Right? I'm just joking. You guys are going to go to the hotel and go to sleep tonight. You guys, you hear what I just said? How many few people actually can be in the military? They say that altogether less than 1% of all Americans even serve. So the fact that you want to serve, it's a great thing. You found out you qualified. You've taken the test. You've come down here and took the physical, which seemed like it took all day, right? You sat down here and they finally got you a job. But that's the easy stuff, guys. If you want to be able to stand here like these gentlemen, and you want to be able to say, hey, I'm shipping out today. I chose a path, I'm on it, and I'm going further down it. There's only one way to do it. And now I'm going to tell you guys the secret of how to be successful. Alright? It's very simple. 3 simple things. 1, go home and do PT. You decide to be in the military, guess what military people do? They're kind of physically fit. I know you guys look at me and you're like, no, he's not physically fit. I will take any of you on, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, he kind of is. Alright? Remember that. Not what you look like, it's what you can do. Alright, so go home, seriously. Do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some running. It's only going to benefit you. It's going to make basic and boot camp so much easier for you. If you go home, you sit on the couch, eat bonbons and chips and drink pop and do nothing, when you ship out, you're going to come back in here and you're going to be dreading life. They don't know this, but like 80%, probably 90% of basic training and boot camp is physical. The other 5 to 10%, depending on how you want to, divvy it up, is mental. So if you guys get yourself in the best physical condition you possibly can, you've already beat half the battle. Alright? Second thing, I told you 3 things. Number 2, go home and spend time with your friends and family, guys. You don't realize how important it is, but it means the world to you. You don't want to waste this time because you can't get it back. If you ask these guys that are standing on this side of the room, it's kind of funny how you guys are kind of split. If you ask these guys, they're going to tell you that it's just flew by. They thought they had a lot of time, and before they knew it, they were shipping out. Is that true, guys? Yes, you think you were like, oh, I got 2 months, I got 3 months, and before you knew it, you were back at the hotel preparing to come back to MEPS, right?
Yes, sir.
The same thing is going to happen to you. It's just kind of the way things happen. All right? So use this time wisely. Don't look back and say, man, I wish I would have spent a little bit more time with my little sister or my little brother, because you can't get it back. All right? And lastly, just stay out of trouble. Don't make any bad decisions. A bad decision is something kind of like what I do every day, speeding. It's a bad decision, guys. It really is. You may not think it is, but it could end your career. It could end your opportunities to even have a career. You could get in a wreck, hurt yourselves, kill yourselves or someone else, right? You could end up getting a speeding ticket and thinking, because one of your buddies that knows absolutely nothing is going to tell you, oh, you don't have to pay it, you're leaving, don't worry about it. Then you're going to come in here, prepare to ship out, and they're going to tell you, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't leave. You know why? You got an open ticket. When it comes time to leave, you guys can have no open tickets, no open court dates. The government will find out, guys. Don't think you can hide it. So, if anything happens in between now and your ship date, take care of it. Make sure you let your recruiter know what's happened, but take care of it. Do not ruin your career before you've had an opportunity to have a military career. Alright? Everybody, it's going to happen now. So we're going to go next door. We're going to sign your contracts. I'm going to give you a copy of it. You're going to take it back to your service liaisons. After you guys take your shippers, you're going to wait for them to call for the shipper's brief. They're going to give you a shipper's brief. They're going to take you back to the hotel tonight, and then you guys will leave about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. You guys, after you give your paperwork back to your liaisons, they give you a copy of it, you're totally done for the day. Alright? Any questions?
No, sir.
Alright, everybody go ahead and fall out. Meet me next door in 226, please.